Okay, what's up guys? This is Derek, also known as DC7 from moreplatesmoredates.com. Today I want to talk to you guys about reverse dieting. So a lot of times when guys cut down, they'll get eventually to their desired level of leanness, but then they don't really know where to go from there, and they'll usually just bump the calories back up and start bulking. Or they'll, the other option is they'll kind of just like stay at their level of calorie restrictions to try and maintain their low body fat percentage. I'm going to tell you guys why both those approaches are really not smart. Basically, when you decrease your calories, your energy intake by the week, as well as increase your cardio, increasing your calorie deficit each week, your body's going to slowly adjust to that. And, at the start of your cut, you might be at like 3,000, 3,200 calories or whatever, and that's what you can maintain your weight on. But as you get leaner and leaner and leaner, your body is going to keep adjusting to that decreased amount of energy you're giving it. So as you increase your calorie deficit, your body is going to adjust to that, and basically to prevent itself from starving, because it notices, okay, well, holy shit, I have a energy deficit here, and it's gonna slow your metabolism down to accommodate that lack of energy that it's being given. So basically, your maintenance that used to be 3,000 or 3,100 calories or whatever, as you decrease it and you get leaner and you lose weight, your maintenance is going to go down as well as your body adjusts. So by the time you finish your 12-week or 16-week cut, you could be at like 8 to 10% body fat, but you could only be eating like 2,000 calories a day to maintain that. And your body's BMR is, like, your body's maintenance level to maintain that weight is going to be a lot lower than it was at the start of your cut phase. Like, if you jump back up to 3,000 calories, just like that, right after getting down to that low of a body fat percentage with that low of calories, you're going to gain weight like crazy, because at that point you're basically eating in 1,000 calorie surplus. A lot of people don't think about it like that, but that's how it works. Basically, your metabolism adjusts as you change its energy intake. So no matter what kind of amount of energy you're giving it, eventually your body's going to adjust to it, and that's going to become its new maintenance level of calories. It's going to slow down your metabolism to adjust to what kind of deficit you're giving it. So what this means is, absolutely do not raise your calorie intake by a significant amount after you finish cutting. A lot of guys, they'll make the mistake of going right back into a bulk phase right after they finish their cut. So jumping from like 2,200 calories back up to 20 to 3,500 in like a day. And they'll just gain like 10 to 20 pounds in a week or two. And it's just, almost all of it is complete garbage weight. And that is how you get fat fast, guys. That's why when you see, a lot of bodybuilders or competitors, they'll do a show, and they'll look great. They'll diet hard, and they'll like get really, really lean. They'll look absolutely amazing on stage. They'll finish their show, and they'll binge eat, because they've been dieting for like 3 months. They want to like enjoy themselves a bit, which is fine, but they tend to overdo it. And when they eat that recklessly for several weeks in a row, they just gain like 20 to 30 pounds, and just like that, because their metabolism is so slowed down from cutting for so long. And that's why you see guys they'll cut for like 16 weeks, get shredded, and then within like a month or two, they look like shit again. Like, you don't want that to happen to you guys. And you also don't want to keep your calorie intake super low to keep your body fat percentage low. If you stay, like, say you get down to 2,000 calories to get to your desired level of leanness, if you stay at 2,000 calories for like a long period of time, you're just going to run your body into the ground. Like, you can't operate on that harsh of a calorie deficit for a long period of time. You're going to have no energy. You're going to get no pump at the gym. You're going to feel like shit all the time. I imagine you'd be more prone to like getting sick too, just because your body's not like your immune system is probably going to be compromised a lot easier from having like being so run down all the time. What you need to do is you need to reverse diet. So what reverse dieting is basically, you know, when you cut down, you slowly decrease your calorie intake and you slowly increase your cardio to like make a progressive incremental deficit on your way down. Each time you plateau in fat loss, you slowly chop it a little bit more, right? Reverse dieting is just the exact same thing, except the opposite. So you want to basically slowly reintroduce calories back into your diet. And I stress the word slowly because if you don't do it slowly, you're going to get fat as shit quick. So let's say you get down to 2,000 calories after your cut and you're doing cardio like 5 days a week to get like to be really shredded. So what you're going to want to do now is you want to get your metabolism back up and running as fast as it was before you started your cut, so you can actually eat enough calories to have an adequate amount of energy to function properly throughout the day, get a good workout in, increase your strength, and start gaining muscle again. So what you're going to want to do, add probably 100 to 150 calories on top of your 2,000 or whatever you got down to. And maybe decrease your cardio sessions by a couple minutes or something like that. And assess for a week or a week and a half. See what happens with the scale. See what happens with your body composition. If you don't gain weight from that little incremental increase back into your calories, then you're safe to add in a bit more. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to slowly add energy or calories back into your diet and slowly taper back the cardio. And as you do this, you can slowly work your way back up to 3,000 plus calories and maintain your low body fat percentage, as well as get your metabolism up and running again. So then you can actually do, you know, like a proper bulk where you are off a lean base. You aren't doing excessive amounts of cardio to stay lean. You're eating an adequate amount of food and your body fat percentage is still low. Like that's the only proper way I think to approach like the post-diet phase. Like a lot of guys, once they get that lean, they actually don't know what to do. And then there's like a common myth about this like anabolic window that happens after you finish doing your show, like a contest prep, or you do like a heavy cut phase. And to a degree it's true. Like your insulin sensitivity is really high when you finish cutting. You've probably been like carb depleted for a while, and you're really like in a, like when you're really lean, you're at a really like good space to put on muscle mass. But what you have to understand is when your metabolism is that slow from dieting hard for a long period of time, it's not beneficial to just chuck a bunch of calories into your system to take advantage of the anabolic window. Like a lot of guys, they will, you know, try and take advantage of this, the post-contest rebound or whatever. And for the first, you know, like the first week, they might look really good when they're throwing in a bunch of calories back into their diet. But what they don't realize is it's just their muscles refilling with glycogen. Like you've been depleting them for several weeks with a calorie deficit and likely really low carbs. Your muscles are going to become resaturated with the glycogen. They're going to get really full. You're going to look really pumped. You're going to have sick workouts, but you're going to start overspilling really soon after you have a shit ton of calories in your diet with a lot of carbs. You're going to start overspilling. You're going to start getting bloated and fat again, guys. Like you can't get away with that for several weeks. I don't even think you can get away with it for more than like a week probably. But like, you know, it's I see it all the time, guys, especially with you know, competitors. They'll get in shape and like bust their ass and then just like lose it all in like a month or less. And it's, don't put yourself through such like a hard time to get to look good only to like piss it away. Like you want to stay good. You want to stay lean year round ideally, and like obviously you don't do this to look good for like a 2-week period where you get a photo shoot done and then look like bloated shit again for the rest of the year. So I definitely recommend you guys do reverse dieting after your next cut phase. Slowly reintroduce the calories back into your diet. If you do notice that the scale is going up like over a pound a week or something like that, you're probably introducing calories back into your diet too quickly. You're going to need to taper it back a bit and do it a bit slower. And you know, I know a lot of guys, they'll do a cut and they want to get bulking again really fast. I'm telling you, be patient and it'll pay off, because man, like, you don't want to get down to 6% body fat, look unreal, and then in like 4 to 6 weeks just be like a complete like shitty bloated mess again. And then you can't even bulk from there, because you just like, you already have 20 pounds of like shitty bloated fat weight on you that you did from just being irresponsible for the past month and a half. So do a proper reverse diet, guys. Get your metabolism in check. When you diet down, you get really lean, your metabolism will slow down. So make sure you take measures after your cut to get it back up and running as soon as possible in a smart and efficient, strategically planned way. I have a link below to my article that details this with a lot more detail. So like, it basically explains, you know, like what kind of starting points you should take, what macros you should reintroduce to your diet. You know, like, just a basic, more elaborate version of this video, and a lot of little things that I probably forgot to cover. There is also a link to my Instagram below and my blog homepage. Hope you guys liked the video. Subscribe, comment, and until next time, guys.